Hey guys, uh, this is my second video. I wanted to just kind of talk about uh, the Appalachian Trail again, and I thought it'd be good for me to go over the start date if I haven't mentioned that before. And uh, from my start date, you guys will understand that it's going to be cold, and so I'm going to talk a little bit about the cold weather gear that I'm going to be going with and wearing. A sleep system and the things I'll wear to keep myself warm while at camp and while hiking. Um, by no means is this system perfect for the clothing or the sleep system, but I'm over prepared. And if I need to get out there and figure out things don't work and then change things out whenever I get an opportunity at a store or something, I'm fine with that. So, as I said, my start date is February 26th. And so it's going to be cold on the trail. I understand that it's going to be very cold. I have all my gear out right here in front of me, and my cats are very curious about it right now, so they're getting all in it and everything. But so it's going to be a little chilly out there, and so I thought I'd talk about my sleep system first. I mentioned in the last video that I'm going to be sleeping in a hammock, and so I have that hammock right here. It's E&O Jungle Nest. I mean, it's not big by any means. I know that there are smaller. I also own a E&O Sub 7, which is ridiculously small compared to this, but this one's a little bit more durable, and it has the bug net. And so I think that that's going to be very valuable. The Sub 7 does not have a bug net, so I'm going to stick with this one. So I'm going to have the E&O Jungle Nest hanging out there. And if you've ever slept in a hammock in cold weather, you'll know that it is cold. Because there's just nothing to insulate the heat. And so the cold air goes right underneath you, and you just freeze to death on one side. Doesn't matter how you are. You're hot on the top and cold on the bottom. So in order to hang my hammock, I'm going to be using the E&O Atlas straps. These are pretty good straps here. I like the way that they're designed. They hold 200 pounds each. I also own the E&O Helio straps. They hold 150 each, and I'm probably going to switch them out because they're a lot less bulky than these. I mean, it's not really a big difference in weight, and I'm not much of a gram weenie, but every little bit counts, I guess. I don't know, but we'll see how it ends up. I'll have the Sub 7 system with the Helios straps on standby, so I can change things out as I need to. But so yeah, I'll be using that strap, and then for insulation around the hammock, I'm going to be using my Airy Outdoor Vitals 20-degree bag. And I know that there's mixed reviews out there about this thing, but I've slept in this on top of a mountain here in Taiwan, and it got down to freezing, probably about 27, 26 degrees at night, and I had to come out of this thing at nighttime. It was warm. I got real hot sleeping in it. Now, having an underquilt is warm, but I'm gonna also have, just in case, my air mattress. This is a self-inflating air mattress. It's a Sea to Summit Comfort Light. It's not the lightest thing you can get out there, but it packs down pretty small. I mean, it looks massive right now, but I can get it really tiny. I just don't leave it collapsed. I leave it opened up and fluffy until I need it. But that thing helps out a lot. It really does. I've tried this system, and I know that it'll keep me warm to a certain point. I've never tried it on the Appalachian Trail in February whenever it's snowing and raining and constantly staying wet, but I know here in Taiwan in the mountains it does really well. And then as far as sleeping gear goes, that's pretty much it. Just my hammock, my underquilt, which actually zips up over me like it's a tomb, I guess you'd call it, like a mummy kind of bag, and then my sleeping pad there. And then over top of me, I'll have my rain fly. It's an E&O housefly rain tarp, and it's the kind that has the doors that block out the wind, so it'll do a pretty good job for that. And so that's my whole sleep system, and it's pretty nice for what I'm looking for. I've tested it, I've practiced with it. I'm not comfortable with setting it up on rainy days in the dark, but I'm sure I'll get there at some point. Let's hope that I never have to do that. I'm always planning on, stopping early enough that I can enjoy where I'm at in daytime a little bit, and then finally get in bed whenever it gets dark and relax. I'm an early to bed kind of person. And so as far as clothing goes, I will have a base layer that is icebreaker. So I have a icebreaker top here that's the Body Basics 200, and I will also have a pair of the pants, the icebreaker kind of long john pants. So that'll be my base layer, and then I'll have my hiking clothes, which is just a pair of pants that are for hiking. They're outdoor research pants, and they're the kind that you can zip off the legs so that in the summertime they can be shorts as well. I'll be wearing 2 different kinds of socks. I have a really thick pair of socks that I'll be sleeping in, and I will also be using Darn Tough socks. And Darn Tough socks, I've fallen in love with them recently. They're pretty amazing. This really thick pair, I'm not exactly sure of the name of them. It looks like it says Bridgedale. I'm not sure, but I mean, I've worn these. I've owned them for a while. Like I can hardly even read. Oh, it says Summit on the side of it. I can hardly even read what it says on the toe box there, but these things are thick, and they're super warm wool socks. So I'll have these as my only sleeping pair, or only for sleeping in socks. And I'll have 2 pair of Darn Tough socks for hiking in, so I can change those out. I'll have a simple fleece vest here. This is just a Kesha vest. It's really cheap, really lightweight. Fleece doesn't really make a difference whether you get expensive name brand or not, as long as it fits you nicely and tightly and it's warm. And so I found this, and I think it might have cost about $6, and it does really well as like a under the clothing insulator. I'll have a wool buff. So this thing holds in a lot of heat. As thin as it is, it really surprises me. I mean, it's super, super sheer. You can almost see through it there. But once it's on me and wrapped around me, it holds in a lot of heat. So I'll be using a wool buff. I'll have a pair of waterproof Marmot gloves. These things are super hot. They're nice. And then for sleeping in, I'll also have a Montane down hat. And yeah, so this is just a down hat. It packs down real small and keeps you real warm at nighttime. And then I'll also have a pair of frog togs to go over everything for rain. I have a frog tog set that I've been using here in Taiwan. I use it whenever I drive my motorcycle around. It rains here a lot. And then I will also have a outdoor research rain jacket. I don't remember the name of it. It's in America right now with my parents. I had it shipped to them. It's hard to get things shipped over here to Taiwan. But yeah, it was a Black Friday deal that I'd gotten, and it seemed like a good deal, and so I jumped on that bandwagon and got it sent over there. So it's waiting for me there. And then finally, my most favorite piece is my Montbell 800 fill down jacket. This thing packs down super tiny. It is amazingly warm. whenever you just start adding those base layers and then you add the rain jacket over top of this, you get really hot. My cat's trying to rip a hole in it now, so great. I'm gonna skin some cats. All right, and so yeah, that's all of my winter gear, and just wanted to tell you guys I'm gonna be out there February 26th. I look forward to seeing everybody out there, and I think it's going to be a good time. I can't wait. So, cheers.